Hello everybody, it's Don the AS Lifter. I want to talk today about something that a lot of AS people deal with that's called uveitis. Um, and I'm wearing this eye patch, and it's not because I'm trying to be a pirate or I'm trying to act like Jack Sparrow. It's just because my eye is very light sensitive, and this patch kind of helps shield it a little bit from the light. Um, Uveitis is something that's kind of a little bit different, and for people that don't know anything about uveitis, what is happening with your eyeball is in an inflammation disease. Is my body is basically my immune system attacking or causing inflammation in my eyeball. So my retinas, which are the receptors behind your eyeball processing the image, they are inflamed, so they're going to go crazy trying to autofocus adjust, and they can't make out a picture. And then in my case now, I've got the lens and I got the cornea behind the lens, and there's a film or a space in between there, a void, and in my case that void is now become inflamed and filled with a fluid. So for me right now, what I'm experiencing is I've got light sensitivity where I can't really look into a light, or I can't be in a real bright light. It just makes me want to squint. It gives me a headache. And then also when I do look out, I can't make out anything. I can see images, I can see shapes, or just shapes of images. I can't make out words, I can't make out writing, I can't make out any defined definition, and everything has a kind of a milky haze. This time when I went to the eye doctor, this is not the first time I've had uveitis. I've had it a few times before. In this particular time, the eye doctor mentioned uveitic glaucoma. Said it's almost like having glaucoma, but it's inflammation based. So again, it's something that's kind of something we deal with. And I want to try to talk to the people out there that may be experiencing uveitis for the first time. You may be scared, or you may think that, oh my God, I'm losing my eyesight. I know the first time I contracted uveitis is before I was diagnosed, and I contracted it in both my eyes at the same time. And that bout lasted for roughly about 4 weeks, and it scared the crap out of me because I thought I was going blind. I really did. But in reality, is what's happening is that you get that attack happening in the receptors in the corneas and the lens. You can't adjust. You can't make out. You're getting false images, false readings, and in most cases, it will pass. It does. You get over it. My regimen right now is I'm taking anti-inflammatories, and I'm actually dropping steroids into my eye. I'm trying to get my eye to I guess, heal itself on its own and get the inflammation down. This particular case has lasted roughly about 2 weeks now. So I've been dealing with this for roughly about 2 weeks. I've been taking steroids for about a little over a week in my eye. I do have some improvement, not tremendous amount of improvement, but I do have some improvement, so that's a blessing. I've got to go back to the eye doctor again in the morning and see what the eye doctor has to say, and it's either they're going to progress in the right direction, we'll keep treating it. If not, they'll send me to either a retina specialist or some other specialist to try to make a little bit more advanced treatment on the eye. Again, it's just things that you normally would deal with. So if you're out there and you're experiencing uveitis for the first time, don't be alarmed, don't be scared, but please go see the eye doctor, get into the eye doctor, and start, having them start treating it properly. Different people, it affects different ways. Affects different people to different levels. Some people, it may be, just a matter of a week or two, and it's over with. Some people, it could last for weeks. In my case, it's this particular time, it's weeks. Last couple times, it's just been a day or two. It hasn't been really that bad. And one thing I kind of noticed in my particular case, when dealing with uveitis and ankylosing spondylitis, I realized it's trigger points. The very first time I didn't know what I was dealing with, so it got too far advanced or got prolonged, and I didn't know what was going on. I probably let it carry on longer than I should have. The last few times I've had uveitis has always been after a round of antibiotics. If I take antibiotics, then I usually have an inflammation in my eyes. It lasts for a couple of days and it goes away. This particular case here, with all the COVID and the coronavirus stuff going around, and not knowing exactly what all is factual, what all is not factual, as far as how to prepare or treat yourself or be I guess, safe for the disease, I actually tried to stretch out my Humira shots, meaning that instead of taking my Humira shots every 2 weeks, I was trying to go to every 5 weeks to at least kill my immune system, allow my system to build back up, and then as the drug started losing effect, I'd inject again. At least that was the thought process. That was actually a mistake on my part. In doing that, I hit a flare, hence the eye patch, and hence uveitis. It's always that's always the telltale sign, or one of the first signs I can never feel when I have a full-on flare, is my eyes become the first thing that get inflamed. So if you are dealing with it and it's new to you and something you've never experienced before, you've never seen before, don't be alarmed. Don't be scared. It does come and pass. Again, like with me, I would just have an eye patch. Always helps. You know, it helps keep that eye rested, so it allows my other eye to focus. If you have it and you don't have an eye patch, you may kind of notice that one eye, this eye is trying to focus in and out, and this eye is trying to overcompensate for what this eye is seeing, and it usually gives you a headache. In my case, a migraine. Sometimes it makes me nauseous. It just really becomes annoying. It's easier just to basically block out this eye and let this eye focus. So hopefully, you know, in the next couple days, I'll be finally done with this. Go back on to having both eyes back. But you know, it just, again, it's something we deal with. For people that don't know anything about uveitis or understand what it is, you got to understand that, you know, when you have a chronic illness or a chronic inflammation disease like ankylosing spondylitis and some other diseases, they're just little quirks or little things that happen to us. You know, we always hear this terminology that, you know, you don't look sick, or it's an invisible disease, or, you know, what other BS that you know, you hear out there. It's a lot of times you can't see it. In our case, it's our body is the main culprit. It's our immune system that's the issue. You know, it's my immune system's too hyper. I guess just like a lot of other people with AS, it's our immune system. We're not really immunosuppressed. We're hyperimmune. You know, hyperimmune systems. They're just in overdrive, and they create havoc on us. Uveitis is something I dealt with. I've dealt with, you know, the hip pain, back pain, hand pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, ankles, tendons, ligaments, a lot of different issues that come with the disease that are all, again, internal, and you can't really see. A lot of people with ankylosing spondylitis fight little battles like this all the time, and most people don't know about it. You know, this time it's visible because I got an eye patch on. You know, if I don't take my eye patch off, it's kind of hard to tell, but my eye is just, it's really kind of just, it doesn't focus. It just doesn't want to work. So the best way I can try to explain to people out there that don't know anything about an autoimmune disease or what little small things you deal with is, don't judge a book by its cover. You know, just because I look healthy, I look like I'm fine, it doesn't mean that my body's 100% right. And some people out there are a lot worse off than I am as far as the progression of the disease or how the disease has actually affected their body. You know, I'm one of the fortunate ones that I've been allowed or blessed with the ability to fight the disease through exercise and through, you know, other things. But I want to, you know, again, give encouragement for anybody fighting uveitis that has ankylosing spondylitis, that, hey, it happens. There's a lot more of us that deal with it than you may realize or you may want to know. But for the most part, most of us overcome it and get over it in a short time period and move on. That's just you just got to figure out what your trigger points are, what your, you know, the factors that cause you to have little issues like this. In my case, it's antibiotics or I'm not taking my medicine right. You know, those are the two main things. Again, I just wanted to kind of share. It's a little bit different. I don't want to sound grim or kind of dark about it, but you know, it's just the way it is. So if you're out there and you are experiencing it, just keep your head up, keep moving along. If it's one eye, try an eye patch. It does help. If it's both eyes, it's sunglasses and dark rooms. That's the best thing I can tell you. And if you're dealing with it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just a sad battle we fight. But again, keep your head up. Know you're not alone. Know there's other people that are dealing with it as well. and just keep fighting on, guys. You know, keep fighting on. I refuse to give up. I refuse to give in. And I'm going to beat this thing one way or another, mentally or physically or both, hopefully. But again, this is Don, the AS lifter. Please subscribe to my channel if you like the videos. I've got a ton of videos out there. If you're new to the AS world and you don't know anything about AS or ankylosing spondylitis or spondyloarthritis, please get more and more involved. And man, guys, fight on. Again, thank you. Bye.